Hi Sag, this is your reading for February 2019. Thank you so much for being here with me. Please set aside anything that you're doing so you're not multitasking, and all of your attention and focus is here with me for the reading. Settle into a comfortable posture and focus on your breathing for a few moments. Each time you exhale, imagine tension and anxiety leaving your body. While I'm shuffling, please take a moment here to check in with your higher self and your guides. Ask them to reach out to my higher self and my guides so that we can create a feedback loop of information to make sure that you get really clear and relevant messages that are especially tailored for you. Really, really interesting cards for you here, Sagittarius. I noticed the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck as I was shuffling, and that felt really relevant to mention it now as well, since you have also, the first few cards that went down was the King of Cups in reverse, crossed by the King of Swords. I feel that is extremely powerful. And at the foundation you have the Queen of Cups in reverse. The crowning card is the Empress upright, and this card here in the position of the recent past is the High Priestess in reverse. So I'll go into all of this in detail as we progress through the reading, but I wanted to mention those things first because they felt very powerful and very relevant. I feel like my first response to seeing these cards here and the first impressions I'm getting is that this could be a rather emotional time for you, being that there's all these Cups cards here in reverse. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't notice that until right now, but you also have, you have the King and the Queen of Cups in the reading, both in reverse, in the position of the center of the reading and in the unconscious mind. Then here you have the Three of Cups reverse, you have here the Two of Cups reverse, you have here the Page of Cups reverse, and you have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So 1, 2, and 3, there's a lot of emotion here this month, I would say. There's a lot of emotion. And there seems like there's a lot of people involved as well. So let's get into it. Being that the foundation of the card at the bottom of the deck is this Queen of Pentacles, I feel like she's kind of like guiding the reading, and she's kind of the basic theme of the reading. I feel that this is you actually, Sagittarius. I feel like your energy is this, or rather, not that this is your energy, especially rather this is your energy actually, but this is saying that what your higher self is trying to let me know and is kind of suggesting here with this card being at the bottom of the deck is that what's important to you at this time, or what you should make important, what you should make your priority, is your physical well-being, your physical health, and also I feel like this is true for almost everybody, but especially for you, and maybe particularly at this time. I think there's a connection here between your physical and emotional well-being and your sense of stability in your material resources. So that's kind of guiding the reading here for now. So I'll go into that further later on when we get to the other extended cards from the reading. But let's get going here with what the main cards are in the spread here. Now, where to begin? There's so much going on here, but a lot of it is really like, I feel like there is a lot of emotional energy that's being purged around this time. I feel like that you have been, I feel that there is an element here where your personal well-being with regards to your sense of confidence and your sense of well-being has been impacted during recent months. And I feel that for some of you, some of you may be dealing with like actual physical ailments at this time. There may be some physical expression of some emotional unwellness that's being purged out through the physical body, because for some of you, you may not have been able to express some of your emotional, I'm hearing discouragement. Some of you maybe have been feeling discouraged over recent months with regards to certain types of endeavors that you've been undertaking, and perhaps I think that a lot of what these cards are here with all these people, there's a lot of people here in the reading, I feel like for some of you, you've been dealing with a lot of energy of other people, and that you've been kind of absorbing a lot of emotional energy and also personality energy from people in your sphere at the moment or recent times that's been having an impact on you in a not awesome way. Now, this King of Cups and King of Swords at the center of the reading. We'll start here since this is the heart of the matter here. Now, King of Cups in reverse crossed by the King of Swords. And then Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I mean, definitely, like emotionally, I feel like there's a weakening. There's a sense of weakening here in your as a result of an emotionally discouraging time. It feels as though you are experiencing a lack of clarity, which is something unusual for you because generally you're quite clear in the mind and very decisive. But I feel like what it seems like here is that you've been making an attempt to do something extraordinary. That's what I'm getting here. There's been an attempt to do something extraordinary, something rather large and very I'm hearing time sensitive, and I'm hearing risky. So there's been something that you've been undertaking here in your perhaps it's an emotion, perhaps it's in your romantic or intimate relationships, or it could be in your work. There's something here about a promising attempt that you've been making to work on something that has kind of a risk attached to it. And in this endeavor, you have been kind of needing to collaborate and combine your efforts with other people. And I think in this time there has been this, you've been kind of in a sort of humble way pursuing your endeavor with the collaboration of other people. And I think the energy of other people's influence is what's now making you feel emotionally withdrawn and emotionally exhausted and perhaps even physically impacted as well. Like if you haven't been able to express your emotion, and I feel like there is some cards here that are definitely confirming that. Not only have you not been able to express your emotions, but it feels like you haven't been able to necessarily just communicate in ways that you would prefer to actually recently. And that's impacting your confidence. It's impacting your state of mind and your ability to feel clear and make decisive movements. And it's also been affecting, as I said, your physical well-being. So the sense I'm getting here is that all of these people that you've been dealing with, I feel like you're coming to a point where soon enough you're going to realize that you want to close out this cycle because it's just not doing you well. It's just not doing you well. This Ten of Swords upright with this King of Swords here at the heart of the reading is saying to me that you want to be able to act independently. You want to be able to make decisions that are you don't want to have your movements. This eight of Wands in reverse here with this Two of Cups here is saying clearly to me, and in this quadrant too you have the Six of Cups. Look at all these reversals. Six of Wands reversed with the Three of Cups reversed, and then the Eight of Wands reversed with the Two of Cups reversed in these quadrants of the reading here. Now these are saying to me that you have been, first of all, dealing with people whose communication may be untimely or slow or delayed, or you also may be dealing with someone that is like too overly communicative as well. That could be an element there in this reading as well. You could also be dealing with someone who has kind of like the feeling I'm getting here with this Three and Two of Cups in reverse, and then here I haven't got to this yet, but you've got the Ace of Cups in reverse as well. So this 1, 2, and 3 of the cup suit all in reverse in the reading, as well as the Page, the Queen, and the King of Cups all in reverse. So you can see my first take on the spread when the cards went down is like, what? There's a lot of emotional turmoil, So I'm going all over the place here. But what I wanted to say about this 2 and 3 of Cups in reverse, with these two Wands cards in reverse, the 6 and the 8 of Wands in reverse, is that it feels as though the person you're dealing with, whether it's your business partner or whether it's a romantic partner, there is a feeling here of duplicitousness. There's a feeling here of the person that you're dealing with being arrogant and overly confident, and maybe either overly communicative, as I said, or hiding information and not communicating in a timely way, or causing delays with their communication. And all of these factors are having an effect on your confidence and on your feeling, your sense of being in a flow, being in synchronicity, and being connected to this person in a way that feels clear and purposeful and divine and synchronistic in ways that you know it can, and it probably should. Because initially, I mean, you wouldn't have come together with this person in the first place if you didn't feel those things. But I get the sense that over time, over recent time, there's been so much, I'm hearing chaos, like a lot of energy, fast-moving energy, where you feel like you don't have all the pieces of information that you need to feel like you can make clear and decisive action and decisions. And that's feeling very frustrating here. Now, other cards I wanted to speak on in the reading, it's so interesting. You know, you have these two male court cards, two king cards at the heart of the reading, right? King of Cups and King of Swords crossed. And then you have this Queen of Cups in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, the Empress and the Star. All this other feminine, high quality kind of, what's the word? Really intelligent and spiritual energy, right? Alright, just give me a second so I know where to go next with what I'm saying here. I'm going to start here with this hopes and fears. So this quadrant here is your hopes and fears, and here you have the Ace of Cups in reverse with the Page of Cups in reverse. Now, again, all these cups reversals here, this to me feels like you want to feel like there is potential here, but I think you've already decided that there is no longer any potential for you. I feel like you have put in quite a bit of patient time and effort, and you've been enduring some difficult circumstances and difficult aspects with different people that are influencing upon you in the recent months. And I feel like these two cards here in the position of hopes and fears says clearly to me that, and it's not an easy decision for you, because I know you're very determined and you're very loyal and you're very stick-to-itness, right? But this feels to me like you have put in as much as you can, and you have finally become clear with this King of Swords crossing. Even though it's not an easy decision, I feel like you actually do finally feel clear now, after months of giving a lot of effort, that whatever offer was there is no longer valid for you. It doesn't feel like you're willing to keep pursuing this, whatever it is that you're attempting here. It feels like you have realized that there may not be anything to gain, and that to continue put effort in would be wasteful. That's what I'm seeing here with this Ace of Cups in reverse. Like, you see all the water being wasted, right? You're just pouring energy into something that's actually not living up to its initial offer, right? The Page of Cups is about an offer, an opportunity. And again, seeing both of these cups in reverse, right? And here's the Ace of Cups, and here's the Page holding the Ace of Cups, both of them upside down. It's like, no point to continue pouring water into a muddy pile. Like, I think you feel clear. That's being that this is in the hopes and fears. It says to me that you feel clear that it's time to move on, right? And then seeing these two cards here in the position of this is the outcome, the Star card. And this Empress card here is the crowning card of the reading. This is saying what you know. And these two cards here with this Ace of Wands in reverse, and I also generally tend to read this outcome card here with these two crowning cards. So the Ten of Swords here. So this says to me that you kind of know the direction you want to take, right? You know that your well-being and your sense of wholeness and abundance and connection. You know, the Star is about connection. It's about healing and vitality. The Empress for me is about self-worth and abundance and value also. It's about nurturing. It's about earthly manifestations of material kind of this is what you can do in the physical realm, and this is what you can do in the spiritual realm, right? These two cards together. And seeing these two cards here in the crowning positions of the reading says to me that you are now ready, I think, and willing to walk away from a situation that you've given a lot of effort towards, and that you understand is what it is, and that you're willing to allow this completion and this closure, and to kind of close out a cycle in order to move into what you know you can do on your own. Because this feels like putting effort into people and creating like putting effort into like a dynamics with other people, and feeling what that feels like to have given a lot of effort into being willing to be patient while someone arrives to their potential. When you can see a person's potential, but you can also recognize that they are not actually there yet, but you have this like kind of visionary capacity to give someone the space to arrive to the place that they can reach, right? But seeing all these reversals here says to me that you've understood that you don't necessarily need to wait, because this is you, actually. These are you. These cards are this other person or these other people. So this is you, and it says to me that you understand that like your emotional dissatisfaction, this card is from the subconscious mind, is as a result of other people's, let's just be blunt and say, disappointments, right? Because they haven't lived up to their potential. But I think you also see that it's okay for them to be where they are. You don't need to force any kind of pace upon them that they're not ready for. But you also don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for them. You can move on and go into your own territory. This is saying to me very clearly that you actually have this divine connection to a kind of source energy that you can tap into to like channel into this physical abundance manifestation. And clearly the two characters in these cards are operating independently. They have clearly cultivated their own connection to all that is. You know, this person knows where energy comes from, and they know how to facilitate it, so to move it into things they want in order to manifest in the physical realm. So this is saying to me, seeing these two cards here as these kind of outcome cards of this spread, clearly says to me that you know what you need to do. You know how to do it, you know how to execute, you know where energy comes from, and you know how to channel it into the physical realm to actually operate in this manifestation of earthly, in order to achieve what it is that you feel is your path, right? And I think you've come to the conclusion that it's okay to move on. You know, it's okay to move on from other people, that you don't have to allow other people's delays or childishness or immaturity or their other people's resistance and insecurities and self-doubt impede your personal growth and your own kind of passionate exploration of your physically earthly entity, right? I hope this is making sense. I think you see clearly that your need to kind of really channel in what you've been like inspired to do is your birthright, and it's your path to explore. And if other people's, as I said, lack of self-confidence, other people's insecurities, doubts, resistances, phobias, whatever, need not impact your ability to complete your karma or to fulfill your path in the way that you know that you've been guided to work towards doing. So it's okay. This Ten of Swords here in this position of the outcome card, it doesn't feel painful or distressing to me. This feels like a relief. This is a relief. This is moving on from difficult energy of other people's resistance to life, to flow, to magic, because of their self-doubt and insecurity. This is no longer having as much influence on you as it has in the past, and you are freeing up your energy to just like be the clear channel of your own goals and paths and vision for yourself in the way that will help you move through your karma and your gifts, to channel your gifts. These two aces in reverse here are very interesting. I feel that, again, there is this understanding that whatever you have been endeavoring to do in the past with certain people, that you can close out that cycle now and move on and be focused on just channeling your own divinity. Again, coming back to the bottom of the deck, this Queen of Pentacles, all this feminine energy here. There's a lot of really high-powered feminine energy here. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Pentacles upright, and Queen of Swords in reverse. Again, more like now you have three queens in the reading, as well as the Star, the Empress, and the High Priestess. It's really powerful, divine feminine energy here. I'm going to take the Six of Swords as well because I feel like that's relevant here. Now, again, 3 more Pentacles cards coming out. So you had, first of all, you had all this emotional energy, all this water energy with all these reverse cup cards. Now you're moving into this like Pentacle energy where you've got the Queen of Pentacles upright, the Knight of Pentacles is reversed, when the Ace of Pentacles is upright, and the Queen of Swords is in reverse. I feel that what this is saying here is that there is like a desire. Now you have 3 aces as well. So this Ace of Pentacles upright is saying that you're aware, like you see the potential of your own endeavor, right? You're holding this Ace of Pentacles here, and here's you as the Queen of Pentacles, really holding that Ace of Pentacles there in a way that's like telling me that you have mastery over that domain. Like you really understand the physical realm and how to work with source energy in this way and in this way, right? As I said earlier, this character in the Star is facilitating source energy, divinity flowing through them, and this Empress character is channeling that source energy into physical manifestation to create exactly what it is that they see is needed. Okay? And this Queen of Pentacles is kind of like I guess the sum total of those two energies, right? So this is saying to me that this is a time where you see that it's okay to walk away from people and situations that are not feeling like they have a flow to them. You know, like I said, there's no need for you to take on other people's insecurities and self-doubts and resistance and phobias in order to feel like you are completing some kind of karmic thing or whatever. Just, you can leave all that behind and just step forward into your own endeavors in a way that feels very clear and unimpeded by other people's whatever bullshit. Let's be real. And I feel this Knight of Pentacles is describing that, which I'm just talking about now. It's like this, whatever you felt was a commitment before, like whatever you felt was like on offer, whatever the opportunity was that had showed up for you in the past, which is now proving to be less than actually it was promised to be. That's basically what those two cards are saying. It's saying here that the Knight of Pentacles in reverse is saying that you can walk away from what you thought was a promise or a commitment. You don't have to be bound by it. And this Queen of Swords in the reverse position is kind of feels like, yeah, you can change your mind. It's okay. You can change your mind. You don't have to stick to a promise that you made at one point if the promise that that other person once held doesn't feel like it's real or valid anymore. Okay? So don't hold on. That's basically what I'm saying here. Don't hold on. Move away from difficult moments, from difficult situations. Move out of difficult waters into calmer, more peaceful places that you know that where it is that you feel you can clearly, without any unnecessary interference from people vibrating with their drama, with their insecurities, with their issues that they haven't actually faced yet. You don't have to wait for them to be ready. You can just move on your own. Move into clearer waters, move into safer territories, move into spaces that feel more secure and aligned with you, so that you can access this manifestation energy with clarity, with wisdom, with guidance that you're feeling from the universe. Okay? Okay, Sagittarius, I hope this is feeling clear. Just move forward. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your, like, release a promise or a vow that you made before if it's not working for you anymore. It's totally okay. Leave difficult situations behind. Leave difficult people behind. Totally okay. You don't owe anyone anything. What you do owe, what you do have to fulfill is your personal commitment to what it is that you came here on earth to do, and to fulfill your personal vows to actually contribute something here in ways that brings out the best qualities that you have. Okay? And it's okay to leave difficult situations and people behind. It's totally okay. Don't second guess that. If you've been involved with someone, as I said, whether it's in a relationship, romantic relationship, or some kind of work relationship, just be okay with walking away. It's totally okay. Now, I feel that that's it for the general reading for you, Sag. Just going to check over and make sure there's nothing else. I'm going to go ahead now and shuffle the Voyager deck to get your higher octave reading. This will give us a little bit more insight to what's happening on a karmic and spiritual level, and hopefully provide insight and guidance in a practical way on how to work with the energies to move forward with grace, with dignity, with compassion, to actually make the most out of the opportunities that we are being dealt at this time. So while I'm shuffling, please take a moment to, again, just come back into your center, focus on your breathing for a moment, and send your energy over into the deck so I can get really clear and specific messages that are tailored for you. Just blast the deck with your energy right now. Nine of Cups reversed, crossed by Sage of Worlds. Eight of Wands in reverse, same as this card. So this is repeating again. The Foundation, you have the Seven of Worlds reversed. Child of Wands reversed. Three of Wands. Sorry, Child of Wands is upright. Time Space, which is Judgment from the Rider-Waite deck. Here it's reversed. Four of Wands. Five of Cups reversed. Magician reversed. Nine of Worlds in reverse. Child of Cups reversed. Two of Worlds reversed. And Ace of Crystals reversed. Okay. So here it's quite a different reading from the first spread. There's less people involved here. I don't see the influence of other people here. This is clearly speaking just specifically about your energy and where you're at. Now, again, there is a lot of reversals here, but I feel like it doesn't have like quite a what should I say? The energy I'm feeling is mostly more about like having a kind of a wake up call moment of just understanding, like, you know, overcoming your own resistance to moving forward in your own way because of, like I said, some kind of perceived sense of like your obligation to someone else or to a promise that you've made. And having this feeling of like resolving any residual kind of your own insecurities, I guess, as well, about going off on your own. It's like in the previous reading I was saying, it was definitely kind of, there was this kind of repetition of like someone else's insecurities and bad habits and patterns of behavior that they're still embodying, which are kind of a lower vibration of doubt and insecurity and even self-loathing in some ways. Felt like that was holding you back from moving on because you have this kind of feeling of like obligation towards them to help them on their way, but through the vehicle of this collaborative endeavor. But here it's saying now there's like, it's revealing here a little bit more that there may be something in you that is insecure about going off on your own. So there's like kind of this the other side of the coin, you know, like the previous reading was revealing that you were kind of almost hiding behind the mask of you being this person that's helping someone else through their difficulties and through their insecurities and through their troubled times or, you know, things that they need to resolve by you being kind of committed to them. But here it's explaining actually that your commitment to someone in their insecurities and doubts is actually just like kind of a cover or a mask for you to kind of almost hide behind your own insecurities about going off on your own and being independent, right? Because there's quite a few cards here that are like describing someone who is like holding themselves back a little bit, who is not willing to kind of just stand up on their own and be the wisdom and the strength that they actually know they can be. It's kind of like you are just holding back a little bit. It says here you've been holding back a little bit in your own pursuit of self-empowerment and self-knowledge and I'm hearing aggrandizement, but that's not the right word. It's like your own willingness to stand up as an individual that's whole and complete. You've been kind of holding back on that. So let's go into a little bit more detail in the cards themselves to uncover more of what messages are here. So at the center of the reading you have 9 of Cups in reverse crossed by the Sage of Wands. Now I kind of basically already spoke about that. I already spoke about all of these cards, but I'm just going to try and go in a little bit deeper and see if there's anything more that your guides want to share with you. So this 9 of Cups in reverse crossed by the Master of Worlds, and I'm going to pair it with these cards here in the outcome position because I feel like they're really connected, because you have the 9 of Worlds in reverse with the Magician reverse. So it feels like a repetition of the same message, which is that fundamentally, as I said, there's a feeling here I'm getting that you are maybe standing behind the mask of sort of being in this space of like whatever your collaborative project is, or whether it's a relationship or a business endeavor, there has been this energy of kind of waiting for someone to pick up their game in a way, and that you have been sort of supporting and helping and nurturing them on their growth path to kind of rise up to their own potential in order to meet you in the way that you know is possible. But seeing these 2 9s here in reverse paired with these really kind of powerful cards, the Sage of Worlds is called Master in this deck. And of course the Magician, as you know from the Rider-Waite deck, it's a very empowered individual with a lot of skill and know-how. And both of these cards are kind of, as the crossing card there, and then this Magician here is in reversed. I feel like and with the 2 9s in reverse as well, it does kind of lend itself to the interpretation that I gave earlier, where it is that you may have some fear of going out on your own. You may have some like the 9s in the upright position represent a person who has a strong sense of themselves and are confident in their individuation and are self-sufficient and capable and feel able to pursue whatever it is because they have a sense of wholeness. So seeing both of these 9s here in reverse does make me feel like there is this element in you which is kind of holding back a little bit, and perhaps there isn't as much confidence within you that you possibly could actually hold if you just kind of like nurtured your own sense of ability a little bit more. And that's what I feel like the Master card here, the Sage of Worlds, in the position of the crossing card in the reading here, this is kind of saying to me that your challenge is actually to go towards that. It's to go in the direction of feeling like you are actually capable, trusting your own abilities, and knowing that you do have the skills and the capacity in general to be independent and be really individuated and be successful in your own light, in your own way, with your own, without necessarily the need for, or not necessarily the need for, but like this idea of having to do things with other people. You can kind of like, I think there's a point where you're coming to here, and some of these other cards are giving a suggestion of it as well, like having come through maybe not just one disappointing experience, but maybe several disappointing experiences where you feel like teammates or partners or friends or collaborators have not been as on par with you as you would have liked, and it maybe had led to a disappointing outcome. I feel that you're starting to come to a realization that you can actually do what you need to do on your own, and you can feel empowered in your own ability and your own skills. And there is not that there's anything wrong with collaborations or teamwork, but I feel like the message here is that You do have what it takes to go on your own and be successful. And being that you can like stand in your own power to kind of facilitate your own projects or your own path in your own way that you want to, will free up a lot of energy that's been kind of taken away by sort of having to nurture people to kind of get on the same page with you. And that lack of harmony and that lack of like efficiency with time management will be eliminated, and you'll find yourself much more capable of achieving more with less. Now, bottom of the deck, we have Man of Crystals in reverse with Justice in the upright. This is called balance in this deck. And then we have the Woman of Crystals in reverse with the Ten of Wands in reverse. So we have these two court cards representing the man, the king and the Queen of Swords are here, but they're both in the reverse position. Now, and it's paired with, as I said, Justice upright, and there's Ten of Wands in reverse here. So part of what I feel here is that the Ten of Wands in reverse is kind of indicating, as I kind of had expressed in the previous readings, extended cards, there's this feeling here like it's okay to let go. It's okay to move on. It's okay to, and actually this Queen of Swords was also in the previous reading there. Both of these Queen of Swords are in the reverse position. And I feel like the message that she's bringing is that it's okay to change your mind, and it's okay to go back on a promise if there is elements there that are suggesting that whoever you've made a promise to is not living up to their part of the promise. So renegotiating, and I think that's what this Justice card is saying here as well. It's okay to renegotiate. It's okay to rearrange your agreements and shuffle things around to suit more the energy that the position of everyone is in currently. Because the agreements that you made back then were established based on the energy that everyone was bringing to the table at that time. And now that time has gone by, I think it's evident that everyone's in a different place, yourself included. So I think the message here is that rearranging your agreements or adjusting your agreements or making your exit out of promises is totally okay, and it's the right thing. This Justice card in the upright is saying to me that that's actually the right action in this situation. And this Ten of Wands in reverse is also confirming that it's okay to let go. It's okay to kind of put down something that you've been working towards that is now evidently not able to achieve its goals given the other factors at play. So putting that bundle of work down and acknowledging it for what it is and moving on from it is right action in this situation here. Now, there's some other cards here I didn't really touch on in the reading, but I feel like I gave a general, I kind of read all the cards at once, but I did want to talk here about this quadrant here. You have the Ace of Crystals in reverse with time space. In this deck, it's called time space. It's the Judgment card from the Rider-Waite deck. It's in the reverse position. I feel like this is a message here around, and you know, there is quite a few crystals cards here in the reading, and even the Justice card, like I said, there's like this. The Justice card has got, like, in the Rider-Waite deck anyway, there's a sword in the hand of the person in this card. And if you look at these three cards together, there is a very similar energy here. It's very air, it's very intellectual, it's very thoughtful. So I feel like the Justice card is kind of tying into those crystals cards here. And this Ace of Crystals in reverse here is feeling like, to me, again, that like you may not feel like you have the clarity of mind to make such a radical decision. If this feels like if you kind of go in the direction that the advice is saying here, it feels a bit radical. And I think these cards here in these positions are suggesting that you, while maybe on a subconscious level, on an emotional level, you may know that this is the right thing to do. But I feel like these cards are here in reverse because there's an element, again, of you holding back. There's a suspension of clarity. There's a suspension of clarity here, and I feel like there's a you may not have even realized that you need to come to this decision. You might still be kind of caught up in a sort of swirling energy of like frustration and you know, feeling like let down by people or disappointed or whatever. And I feel like these cards here coming out in the reverse position are saying that you may not have even realized that you need to be awakened to this idea that you can move on, that you actually should move on. That's the right decision to make. So my hope is for you that you will understand and gain some clarity on your situation and feel empowered by what you actually feel and sense in your own being, and allow yourself the clarity of mind and the decisiveness to communicate what you're feeling and break your contract or break your agreement with the person that you're dealing with. And here we have the Four of Wands paired with the Two of Worlds. And again, I feel like this Two of Worlds here is in the reverse position because it's saying that you haven't realized yet that you need to make such a clear decision and such a sweeping decision. And you're still kind of working towards the aspirations that have been established previously. But actually, it seems evident from the reading here that those goals may be unrealistic because of the influence of other people and the resistance and baggage they have in their own personal, energy vortex to actually achieving things. And they have their own kind of weird baggage and patterns that are kind of, as I said many times, impeding and limiting and restricting the possibility of a successful outcome. So, most of all, I guess, and here this central axis of the reading I didn't really speak on, but you have here the Child of Wands in the position of the recent past that's coming into the reading. And this card here, the Three of Wands in the outcome, is called Compassion in this deck. So I feel like there is this element here, like in the earthly plane, there's this feeling of like you needing to kind of challenge yourself to rise up to your, awaken to the awareness that it's actually about you. It's about you. It's about you facing your own fears as well, of your own independence and your own power and strength and your own capacity to facilitate cosmic energy moving through you, divinity moving through you to achieve your own, karmic blueprint and move forward in a way that you're actually stepping up into the responsibility, right? So finally, last of all, I would like to say I would love to see you get this Magician card turned right way up. This one, so that you can actually really put to use this cosmic energy that's coming through you and really channel it into the places where it needs to go in order for you to kind of get this sense of alignment that you really need. Because I feel like you feel a little bit off at the moment. There's a little bit of a lack of alignment there. I do love the artwork of this card. I hope you can see that. And yeah, the Nine of Worlds in reverse as well. It does relate to the Nine of Pentacles from the Rider-Waite, where it's talking about that person that's independent and has a really fierce and established sense of abundance and wealth and prosperity, that they have like this self-sufficiency that's built into them. And I feel like that's there waiting for you if you can just come to this clarity of mind about whatever it is that you have been, in the same way that whoever we're talking about, this other person or these other people that we've been talking about who have their own issues that are kind of creating resistances and impediments to actually attaining success in a specific endeavor. I think you also need to address whatever it is in you that is creating, you also are creating resistance yourself in certain ways. And I think the opportunity that's in front of you is to have that revelation. That's what the Judgment card is saying here. You have the opportunity to have a revelation about what it is in you that has been creating these types of dynamics, where you maybe are pulling these kinds of people into your vortex to work with them, to collaborate with them, and time after time having, unsuccessful or unsatisfying outcomes. It's something there to be addressed by you as well, and to see where it is and how it is that you can actually step up your game into your own self-empowered authority and clear channel of divinity to actually move energy in and through the physical realm to actually manifest your path. Okay? I feel like that's it. Let me just check if there's anything else here. When I put these extended cards down, I did notice this Ten of Cups here, and I was going to take it. I do feel like it's part of the reading. Ten of Cups in the upright position. I do feel like the message here, the final message here, would be to kind of encourage you to really work towards discovering what it is that you are truly passionate about, and figuring out how you can channel your life force energy into those things so that you can have a sense of clarity of purpose, but also to have an abundant financial life as well, as like energy moving through you and you are being rewarded in the physical realm for it. Okay? There's one more card I'm going to take. This is called Fortune in this deck. Wheel of Fortune from the Rider-Waite. It's also number 10, so then you've got these 3 10s here. So I do feel like there is an energy here of like needing to create a culmination of a cycle through your own clarity, having understood what the like fine details are that you've been kind of unable to see until recently, and like bring all that into your conscious awareness and synthesize all that information in a way that empowers you to make a very clear, decisive action. And in doing so, you will yourself then turn the wheel of fortune and shift the direction of your own path to create a more fortunate outcome in the future. The fortune card, Wheel of Fortune card, it's important to remember that when you see the Wheel of Fortune card in your reading, it is about a shift that will generate a better outcome. But it may not be that you might not see the results of this kind of shift for some time. It's a slow reveal. Whereas, you might see the Tower card in the reading and you know that something sudden and unexpected is going to happen quickly. This is more of a slow reveal. So definitely be clear with all this information that you've received and make decisive action. But understand that there will be like a linear timeline that needs to unfold for you to actually arrive to the place where you know you can get to. This is just the beginning of a shift, let's say. So be patient. But definitely be decisive, be consistent, be discerning, be disciplined. Put into action what you've understood and start to make changes on a daily basis to work towards new goals that you set for yourself that are about you and your own personal endeavors. Sag, that's your reading for February. Thanks for being with me. I appreciate your time. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. I hope you found that enlightening and helpful. Thank you for your subscription. Don't forget, if you want to get notifications to know when readings are being uploaded, you got to hit the bell button next to the subscribe button. And yeah, watch that again later on in the month so you can have a review of what's been shared here, because some of it might not make any sense now, but as the month unfolds, you might find that there's a lot of really relevant stuff here for you that you'll find very helpful to have a review of. So watch it again later in the month, and I'll look forward to seeing you in next month's readings.